Hey guys, we're going to continue our conversation about organisms, and today we're going to focus on plants. We're going to focus primarily on flowering and non-flowering plants. So we talked about the other day how plants are classified when we did our organisms web, and we learned that they are classified in two ways, flowering versus non-flowering. So our essential question today: what is the difference between a flowering plant and a non-flowering plant? So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to answer that question. Well, first of all, we have to know what a plant is. And I know you guys know what a plant is, but the definition of a plant is they're organisms that are made up of many parts and can make their own food through something called photosynthesis. And photosynthesis, remember, is where plants get their energy from the sun and can create their own food. Plants are either flowering or non-flowering. And at the end of this lesson, you are going to do an exit slip in Schoology where you have to read a description and decide whether it is flowering or non-flowering. So as you can see, there are many different types of plants. And so when you look at a plant, there are very colorful ones. There are ones that have fruit. There are ones that have cones or spores. There are ones that, all different types of things. And so we're going to talk about those differences today. What is a flowering plant? A flowering plant reproduces with seeds. It is dispersed mostly by animals. So that means that those seeds inside of those plants are dispersed or given out or taken to a new area by animals. And when you get back to school, we're going to do a lesson on different types of seeds and seed dispersal and how seeds travel. And but these seeds are mostly taken by animals. And then you can see that here are different flowers, but then a flowering plant can also have fruit as well. So a flowering plant not only creates flowers, but produces fruit too. So flowering plants make seeds inside of their flowers. Some flowering plants enclose their seeds in fruits or nuts. And I included some examples at the bottom here of some flowering plants. So these are definitely the more colorful of the plants. But then we have non-flowering plants. So non-flowering plants are, they do not produce flowers. So a lot of the time, if you go outside, like we have really big bushes in our front yard and they don't have flowers on them. They don't produce fruit. They don't produce flowers. They just have leaves on them. And that is because it's a non-flowering plant. So here's a picture of a non-flowering plant as well. They don't produce flowers. They don't produce fruit. Their seeds are dispersed by air and by water, which is pretty cool. And again, I can't wait to do this activity with you when you come back next week. We're going to do a seed activity where you can see some of that happen. And then instead of like animals carrying their seeds or reproduction happening with something called pollination, theirs actually reproduce with seeds in cones or in spores, because remember, they don't have flowers to carry their seeds. So you can see their seeds right here in this cone, and then you can see in this pine cone there's some seeds right in there as well. So here are some non-flowering plants too. So these again are the ones that don't have flowers or fruits. They're plants that make seeds within cones or spores instead of seeds. That doesn't make any sense. Non-flowering are plants that make seeds within cones or produce spores instead of seeds. Oh, sorry. They make seeds within cones or they produce spores. So, like this plant right here produces spores instead of seeds. So, we're going to look at some of those next week. They're kind of spiky. They're really, really cool. All right. So, your assignment today is going to be to go to Schoology, and in your science folder, so in your science course rather, you're going to go to the word science and you're going to click the one with the potion, remember? And then you're going to go to this week's folder, so it's yellow, remote learning week number 2, week September 14th. And you're going to go to the Wednesday folder. And you're going to go to the exit slip. The exit slip. And when you click on it, there's going to be, it's going to say start new attempt. So you're going to have 2 attempts to do this. And so you can do 1 attempt or you can do 2, and it's going to take your highest score. It's only like 5 or 6 questions, determining whether it's a flowering plant or a non-flowering plant. Now remember, you can use your plant digital notebook as well that you can get to that we've already opened. So that is also an option for you to use. You have all of the notes already in your plant digital notebook that you can access as well.